Catalina and Craig Smoak.
When you think about some of the more dynamic, explosive scorers, not that he didn't do more than that, Lacedarius Dunn comes to mind when you think about the history of Baylor men's basketball. We have spoken, interviewed, and had segments with a lot of former players, especially during the run that Baylor's had, and on this show, SicEm365 Radio. But this is one on the bucket list that we now can check off. And thank goodness a chance to speak to Lacedarius Dunn with SicEm365 Radio. Lace, how you been, man?
Hey, my pleasure, man. Thanks for having me. I've been well. What about yourself, Paul?
Doing very well. Paul, Catalina, Craig, and David Smoak with you on SicEm365 Radio. What did the national championship run and the night that Baylor sealed it against Gonzaga mean to you?
Oh, man, it was amazing. It meant the world to me. It really felt like I was a part of that team, and I had won me a championship. And I kept up with them guys, of course, every step of the way. And to see those guys go all the way and bring back a national championship, that's amazing, man. And like I say, for me, it just made me feel like I was a part of those guys' group. It made me feel alive and just happy as I can be for the team, for Scott Drew, and just for the Baylor history of basketball. It was amazing.
Your team in 2010 was the first one who maybe opened, at least the universities, maybe not the basketball world's eyes completely to, oh man, this Baylor team might actually do something. I know that, the Duke loss is something that you guys will probably always talk about, but what did that season mean overall in the long term to what you guys were trying to accomplish with Scott Drew and making Baylor a real player on the national scene?
Well, that team you talking about, it was an amazing team with the guys that I was a part of. Tweety Carter, FAU, the Quincy AC, all those great guys that I was playing with at the time. And I think that was the team that really set the spark and really got the attention that Baylor was trying to get, due to the fact that us making it to the Elite Eight, losing to Duke. Duke got us out of the championship that year, and we're going to always say that. So, but that team on that year was amazing. And like I said, I think that set us up for the attention that we needed, the recruit that we needed for the future to come after us and really get us to what we needed to be, which was right now national champ.
Lace, that Duke game has been talked about ever since it happened. I mean, that has been a bugaboo. It almost feels like this year's title doesn't make up for that, but in some ways, there's like a feeling of vindication. Do you feel that in any way?
Yes, sir, I do. I do feel that. They most definitely made up for it, but at the same time, we could have been national champs twice. Mm-hmm. Instead of once, we could have been twice. So, like I say, they definitely made up for it for sure by coming back and doing an amazing job that they did, man. Like I say, from Scott Drew all the way down to Charlie in the weight room, and they did an amazing job with those guys.
Obviously, Baylor has done a great job in Louisiana. With Jared Butler, the most recent, obviously you, Tweety, among others, and there's others in between. How did they make that impact? How did that pipeline begin, and how much does it mean to you that you helped start it?
I mean, Louisiana, the pipeline started with Tweety Carter. He was the head of the pipeline because he went there before me. And he went there before all the rest of the guys that were from Louisiana that attended Baylor. So it started with Tweety. Tweety go there. Me and Tweety being good friends in high school playing against each other. He talked me into coming there. And so I came. And then from there, the pipeline just busted open. I think Scott Drew was like, we need to look more deeper into Louisiana and see what type of talent that they got down there because they do have talent coming from Louisiana. So like I said, the pipeline started with Tweety. And for me to be a part of the pipeline, I mean, it was always something that I wanted to do, was go to a program, make my own name at the program, change the program. And I think as of today, I did a great job of being a part of that changing in that program.
Matt Driscoll told me a story one time about your confidence as a shooter. That he came up to you one day and was trying to kind of give you a pep talk. Like, Lace, you have a beautiful shot. God came down and gifted you with a shot. And it's not something, and you just said to him, it's what I do, coach. Is that true? Is that true story?
Matt, that's a true story. Matt Driscoll is my guy. Amazing guy to be around, man. And like I said, me having that confidence coming in, And what he don't know, they only built the confidence up in me more by me being there and being around those guys. And those guys started telling me, you the best shooter, you this, you that. That ain't do nothing but just build my confidence up more. You know, so being around those guys, they didn't do nothing but help me with my confidence, which it was already like through the roof. So they ain't do nothing but put a boost up to it, man. And they did a great job of just helping me out and keeping me focused and keeping me with my confidence that I'm the best shooter on the planet. Somebody got mad.
Have you ever seen a shot you didn't think you could make?
I never seen a shot. Scott Drew would tell you, it's not a shot that I don't think I would take. I would take any shot. Not just make. Scott would tell you, he would take any crazy shot because he think he gonna make any shot that he takes. So for me, and that's part of my confidence, you know, my confidence being so high. Like every time I get the ball off and it gets to the rim, if don't nobody block it or anything like that, 100% sure it's going in, if you ask me. And no matter what type of shot it is, also, it's going in. So, yeah, that's the confidence that I always had.
You talked about how happy you were for the program and how you felt a part of that championship like a lot of other former players did. But, you know, mentioning Scott Drew, the journey that he's been on, Lace, you know, there were times when people thought it's never going to be a team that can win a championship or this or that or whatever, all that he had to slog through when he first arrived. I mean, how much of an impact has Scott Drew had on your life?
Man, Scott, like I said, from the time that I signed, even before that time, just seeing Scott go through so much at Baylor, so much adversity, you know, and being able to just stick it out, stick to it, you know, trust his process, you know, trust the things that he's doing among the program. It was amazing, man, because like I say, he went through a lot. He went through a lot, you know, to build a program, to get the program to where it's at today compared to the past history of the program. Scott Drew did an amazing job. And for me coming to Baylor as a young kid, coming around a great group of coaches, starting with Scott, he really just helped me out, not just on the court, off the court. Really just teaching me how to be a man, how to be a great guy. You know, the little things just really helped me out, how to communicate with others, how to get along with others. So Scott, on me, was amazing, man. He really set me up. He really put me in the best situation that he could have ever put me in. He really treated me like a son. So for Scott and me, it was amazing, man. If I can do it all over again, I'll go back. If they give me another 4 years, I'll go back. I wish they'd give me another 4 years right now. I go back. I want to play with Jared Butler.
Hey, I tell you, Baylor fans would love that. They'd sign up in a second for sure.
You know what? If you do that, you'll get back you'll go back to being the all-time Big 12 scorer again because you had that record, and then Buddy Hield broke it. He's only 6 ahead of you. Go play a game. That's like 2 possessions for you, right? Yeah. 2 threes. That's 2 threes. Did you happen to see the shot Kevin Durant hit last night as the game was winding down at the shot clock? Because I had already traded a text or two with you. Did you see that?
I called the bucket before he even shot it. I called the bucket on the double clutch. I said, that's something I would do. Those shots is like normal shots. Like, you know, like that didn't bother Katie that he had the double clutch to make that 3. Same thing with me. Like, I would take that shot 3 times in a row, double clutching in the air, and guarantee you I'm going to drop 2 out of 3, if not 3 out of 3. So, yeah, I saw that shot, man. That's what KD do. That's KD, man. Amazing guy. Amazing guy.
What has the last decade been like traveling the world playing basketball for you?
It's been amazing. By the grace of God for me to be traveling the world, living in different countries, doing what I love to do, and also making a living. It's been amazing, something that I never dreamed of, never could even imagine, you know. So for me to be able to travel the world, I done lived in 6 different countries, traveling the world. I done played with 10 different seasons. So my 10 years have been amazing, man. Something that I'll never forget, something I can pass on, talk to my son about, you know, in the future. So for me to be able to do that, like I said, it's been amazing. I wouldn't trade it for nothing.
How much has that enriched you as a human being, just seeing what other cultures, countries, people, everything go through in different parts of the world, not just here in America? How much did that, you know, initially open up your eyes, and how much has that, you know, helped you evolve as a person and kind of knowing things that maybe people who haven't been traveling abroad would know about?
I mean, like you say, it's been for me to be able to travel and see the different things, the different cultures, you know. So it's just been, like I said, for the most part, it just keep me grounded and keep me humble. Because like you say, just like we living over here, man, on the other side, is life going on, whether people living good lives or people living low level lives, you know. So the most part to go over there and see the highlights, see the low life, it just really keep me grounded and keep me thankful, you know, to be able to be in the position that I'm in, you know. So for the most part, like I said, it keep me humble, it keep me grounded, and me traveling over the world, it helped me come a long way. Like I say, from being a man, from being out on my own, across the world, having to live on my own, connecting with a whole different lot of people, communication, different relationships, different conversations. Like it just been real different. So, and for me to adapt, like I said, it helped me out a lot.
I sent a text to Jerome Tang and Scott Drew. I said, Lace Dunn today at 4. Tell me something about him I may not know. And Coach Drew said, and Jerome Tang, about the scouting report we showed him before the Kansas State game. What is that story?
Wow. The Kansas State game, I'm going to keep it short. We go there to play Kansas State. We go to their arena for our little walk through our little practice or whatever. Prior to us leaving the gym, one of our trainers signed one of Kansas State reports about us, about me and my guys. So we found this, and on the report, it talks about what each individual guy can and what individual guy can do. So for me, it had on there, Lace Dunn, he can't guard, he will never pass the ball, just all type of crazy stuff. So they come in the locker room and read their report out to me out loud. And I say, okay. I go out there to Kansas State. I think I broke the record. I had 9 threes. I think I finished with 36. I made Frank Martin go crazy. I made him almost have a heart attack. I think I had 9 threes that game. It was something crazy. And of course we beat them down for sure. And we got up out of there. But yeah, we ended up finding their scout report, and they was just talking crazy on their scout report. They fired me up. I couldn't wait.
I'm sorry. Did you happen to have a couple of assists? Did you pass the ball that night against Kansas?
No. They had that part correct. There's no passing part. That was correct. And I went out and did just that. I didn't pass the ball to Curtis Zerr. Ain't nobody. I need the ball. Just pass me the ball. So they had that part correct on the scout report. That was the only part that was correct. He's not gonna pass. So.
Oh my! You know that's hilarious. Yeah, they had it right, but the fact you went out and burned them pretty good as well. We're talking to Lace. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Lace,
they had it correct.
Lace Dunn was when eligibility ended, he was the all-time leading scorer in Big 12 history in 2011. 5 years later, by 6 points, Buddy Hield of Oklahoma eventually passed him up on that scoring list, but he could absolutely, and was a part of Baylor taking it from one level to the next, in the continuation of where they are today.
Lace, what did you think of, you mentioned Jared Butler a little while ago, how'd you love to play for him, but what did you think watching the guard play this year between Davion Mitchell now, who's looking like he could end up being an NBA lottery pick here in a few weeks, obviously Mark Vital down low as a force, just your thoughts on some of the individuals like Jared and Davion that you saw this past season?
Davion and Jared, man, I'm trying to describe them, man. But I just like that they energy, and how hungry they was. And if you were paying attention to the game, I'm sure you was. You can see it every game. Those guys came out with the same energy and attention every game. Starting with Mark Vital. Mark Vital was the head of the snake. He come out there, do the dirty work, and get those guys going. But Mitchell, Butler, all those guys, I love watching those guys play for 40 minutes. So they're gonna give you 40 minutes of pressure. And that's what I like about those guys. It's 40 minutes of pressure. And Jared Butler, that's my guy, man. I like to see him play, man. He just special. Mitchell's special. But Jared, that's my guy. He's special, man. I love watching those guys play.
I mentioned Louisiana, and I should have mentioned Mark Vital. There's another connection to Louisiana who's been amazing for Baylor.
Yes, sir. He is part of the Louisiana Animals Club. That's what they call it. Louisiana Animals Club.
Hey,
yes, sir.
Speaking of Louisiana, you guys played the first 2 rounds in 2010 in New Orleans, right? Was that New Orleans? You guys were there?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. It was in New Orleans.
Yeah. I didn't get to go. I got to go to Houston when you got there, but I didn't get to go to New Orleans. But I remember hearing that pretty much the entire city of Monroe came to those games.
Oh yeah. Oh, it was self-explanatory. It wasn't nothing to talk about. Anywhere that close to to my people, man, the whole city coming out. And it's been like that since high school. Anywhere closer they can get to, yeah, we bring the whole city out. And not to mention, New Orleans is 4 hours away from my hometown. So it ain't like they just had to, get out and drive with the block. They had to drive 4 hours to come watch us play. And I still brought the whole city down. Yeah.
Lace, not everything has always been easy for you. You've had some bumps in the road. You've had to overcome a few things. Baylor was with you and committed to you and loyal to you. How much did their loyalty to you when you did have a couple of bumps in the road? What did that mean to you? What did that teach you as a man?
Yeah, like you say, man, they was unbelievable. And me going through my obstacles in my life, man, always been sweet. And to this day, I wouldn't trade it for nothing. Everything that I done went through, everything that I done been through, I wouldn't trade it for nothing because it really taught me every step of the way. It really changed me every step of the way. And speaking on Baylor's behalf, just for them to be there every step of the way, for me, it was unbelievable. Like I told you, they always treated me like a son, and that's for everybody. They always treated me like a son. They was there every step of the way, no matter what it was. And they just always made me feel like I didn't have no worries about them for us, turning their back or not being there and things like that. I never had to worry about that till this day. So those guys, like you say, they was amazing, man. They was amazing. And my obstacles in my life, like I said, I wouldn't trade it for nothing in the world because to this day, it made me who I am today.
Now, the team you played for in Israel is Modi'in, is that right? I asked you that. You said
yes, sir.
Modi'in in Israel. You've been at 6 different countries. Do you have one that you perhaps enjoyed more than the others?
The Holy Land. Israel is my favorite. The Holy Land is my favorite all the way around the board. I mean, for one, to be able to be on the ground where Jesus walked, so on and so forth, that's enough. And to be able to play and to be able to travel and see these different things that you read about, people read about in the Bible, people talk about in the Bible, to really be standing on ground and really be seeing it for myself is amazing. So the Holy Land, Israel, is by far the best place for me to play. I love it.
Are they big, crazy basketball fans there?
Oh, yeah. They crazy. They crazy. They crazy up in there, man. They get the rocking up in there. Crazy, like some soccer fans. They crazy.
All right.
Yes, sir. And I love that. They don't do nothing to get me going. So I love coming out and seeing the gym for them. I love that part. Yes, sir.
I don't know if you've heard this, but Baylor is, at least there are plans that they are going to build a new field house. It's going to be off I-35 right there on the other side of 35. And this is something that's been simmering, and now it gets to be more reality. Your thoughts about where the basketball programs, of course, the women have had incredible success as well, and how they might be a new field house. And what would that mean if you were a young Lace Dunn and you saw this brand new place?
And an arena, because field house, sometimes people think of like a field house, like a locker room, but like full-blown arena, they're just calling it a field house.
State-of-the-art, amazing facility.
It would be amazing. Waco right now has changed a lot. If you go down through Baylor campus right now, compared to 2007 when I first got there, totally different. Coming off I-35, entering into the campus, starting with the football facility they put over there, that's amazing. But now they're going to put another facility. It ain't going to do nothing but make it better, man. Like you say, Waco deserved that. Baylor basketball, Baylor history programs from the girls to the boys, they deserve that. Scott Drew, the girls basketball coach, whoever that would be in the near future, I mean, they deserve all of that because they've been doing amazing over the last couple of years. So for me to see that, I would love to see it.
Lace, I think you might have still been overseas. Were you overseas when they had the parade here to honor the national championship team?
Yes, sir. I was still overseas. Yes, sir. But I watched it live. I stayed up to 4 a.m. to watch it live.
What would that have been like to be a part of that? Like a lot of former players who were able, even 40, 50 years ago, that came back to be a part of that.
I was jealous. I was jealous. I'm watching it live like, wow. I would have just caught a flight there and give me about a good 24 hours and I can come right back. If I could have did that, I would have done that. Like, just send me there just to hit the parade and I can come right back. But that, like I said, I watched it live. It was amazing. And to see the older guys that came before me and before the guys that were before me, it was amazing to see those guys out there at the parade, to see those guys together, just to see the atmosphere and the vibe that was going on at the parade. I mean, it was amazing for me to just watch it live through my phone. It was amazing.
I don't remember the commercial. Lacedarius Dunn, former Baylor guard with us on SicEm365 Radio. What was the commercial? Two stars. They're about to go one-on-one with each other. And then the thing goes black. You remember that? The picture goes. Let me ask you this. It's going to be a commercial. Davion Mitchell and Lace Dunn. You know how he plays defense, and obviously he became really, really good offensively. You and Davion Mitchell one-on-one. How much fun would that be?
Woo! It's gonna be a fight. That's gonna be a fight. me knowing Davion and me knowing me, that's gonna be a ape against an ace. But me being the older guy and being the more experienced, the veteran guy, me, I think I'm gonna be the ape that be standing up at the end of the fight.
Got the crafty tricks.
Yeah, it's kind of like that thing. You might be younger, bigger, better, faster, stronger than me, but I'm older and smarter than you are in a way. Oh,
yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm gonna figure it out. I guarantee you that.
Well,
I'm gonna figure it out.
Well, you've done that, and continued luck. Will you be going back to Israel? Is that your plans for another year, or is that kind of go year by year?
It go year by year, but as of right now, 90% chance I'll be headed back to Israel, but we'll see how it goes. I kind of got like a bidding war going on due to the season I just had. So
hey, absolutely.
We'll
yeah, you did.
We'll see.
Yeah, you scored a lot, again, as usual. Hey, Lace, it's fantastic to have you on. Thanks for all of what you gave us, transparency with a lot of things you did and also what you've been through. It's fantastic. Can't wait for everyone else to hear this that couldn't hear it live, and good luck to you, okay? It
was my pleasure, man. I appreciate you guys, and you guys take care and keep doing great things.
You too. That's Lacedarius Dunn. 2008, 9, 10, 11 with Baylor, was a part of that Elite Eight team, part of that moment. And like we brought up, I mean, again, it doesn't completely erase the charge block, whatever, but it sure does feel a lot better.
That is a confident man.
Man, yeah.
He is a confident man. I mean, you just and in a fun way, not in a, you got to have that. When you are a catch and shoot shooter, you have to believe every time that it's going in. That's a hard thing to get to. I mean, look, Adam Flagler, who's on the background today. The biggest thing with Adam Flagler is he's a fantastic shooter, but he didn't have that belief that it's going in when it came out of his hand for a while, and they had to make him shoot it more.
Yeah.
They never had to do that with Lace Dunn. They, in fact, had to, it's okay sometimes to not shoot it.
Well, guys like him, it's like certain positions in sports. A pitcher's going to give up a home run. A cornerback's going to get beat on a deep throw. A quarterback's going to throw a pick. A kicker's going to miss a kick. It's can you go back and do it again without blinking because of anything that you've been through. Lacedarius Dunn, we have a bucket list of all the former players, and there's 1 or 2, maybe 5 left, and we're going to get all of them, and we continue to talk about not just the national championship. I know it's been 2 months, but what the hell? We'll be doing that for a long, long time, and it's great to get Lace done. He was